to Inside Area 9. I'm Kathy Bridgford, your host today, and I'm with the Area 9 In-Home and Community Services Agency. Today we're doing something a little bit different with Inside Area 9. We're taping from the beautiful building at the Leland Legacy. And my guest today is Amanda Marquis. Amanda, thank you.
Sure.
You're getting used to doing this with me. And you are the marketing director here at the Leland.
I am.
Good.
I am.
And today we're going to be talking about Senior Expo because that's coming up and it's going to be here at the Leland.
It is. It is. It's one of the biggest events. Well, it is the biggest event that we do each year. And it's always fun to partner with Area 9 to be able to do so. So we always have a great turnout, and it's just it's nice to be able to open up the doors and enjoy and have a nice afternoon.
Well, it's a nice time to invite people in just to see the building. It goes back so long in history with Richmond, and so it's nice to have the expo here. So.
Exactly. It used to be a hotel, and it was kind of the heartbeat of Richmond, really, as far as downtown, as far as the social life. So it is fun for the community to be able to come in and look at the structure. It was built in 1928, so it definitely has character to it, and it's fun to share that too.
Yeah. Well, tell us about the Senior Expo. What is the Senior Expo?
Well, Senior Expo is actually an opportunity for people to come into the building and kind of a one-stop resource for information, and we have all kinds of booths. And it's a wide range too for seniors who are still in their homes or possibly maybe have caregivers who are coming as well. So it's not necessarily just seniors for that. So,
You know, you said it nicely. I've had seniors call it adult trick-or-treating.
Yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly.
You get a lot of information. There is a lot of booths. And that's going to be on May the 14th.
Right.
I have to stop and think about that.
Exactly. May the 14th, and it's from 9 to 1 here at the building, and there is going to be, like we were talking, 50 booths, and have an opportunity to go through all of those. There's a wide variety too. We have, for instance, Dr. Johnson, who is chiropractic, but then we also have some other sources, whether it's the help shelter. That's always a fun booth to have as well. But there's just a wide variety. There's the health department that you're able to do sugar checks and things like that too.
And this year, I just received information that IU East is going to come and do the bone scanning, the bone density scanning.
Okay.
So that's a good opportunity too. And you know, they end up finding a lot of times that, you know, sometimes the sugar level's not where they thought it was, and so they can refer them to their doctor and actually get help for them. And
sure. And we do have a room actually set up to where it is private, but also I think in that kind of atmosphere, it's not as, what do I would say, stressful. It's just get some information and not have maybe a doctor's office atmosphere or something like that. So
and it's free.
Very informative. Exactly, and it is free. It is free.
Now there's lunch for everybody, right?
Actually, MCL, they take care of our box lunches, so they've always been a huge hit. There will be sandwich, chips, cookies, and of course, if you've ever had MCL's cookies, that's a nice treat in itself.
It is.
And so it's for the, what is it, the first 200
First
people?
200.
First 200 people through the door will have the opportunity to register for that lunch. So there's 3 sessions of the lunch, and we have 3 different topics, 3 different conversations that very informative. Again, some more information. We have 3 different speakers this year. This is going to be a neat one. Richmond Art Museum, they're going to be coming. They're our first session. Then we do have Dr. Johnson, Chiropractic. He is very knowledgeable as far as health and different eating tips and things like that, and you never realize how much everything kind of coincides.
Right.
And so he's very informative as well. And then also Karen Pipes with Chase Bank. She's going to be talking about identity protection. There are so much different scams, but you know, with debit cards and credit cards and things like that. So she's very helpful and has some new information, especially with some of the newer scams and so forth. So,
You know, we've always had the sheriff or the police department come and talk about fraud in the past, and that's always been the most the most attendance. The people want to attend the most of that one. And you know, this year we hated to go away from that, but it seems like identity theft is the thing right now. That Anthem, and you know, last year it was Target and Home Depot, and you know, all those things. And so that's kind of it seems like the up and coming thing now. So so it's good that, you know, we can try to give that information, get that information out to the folks. So,
Sure. And Karen's really informative, and so I'm looking forward to hearing that one myself.
And then we also have a grand prize.
We do, and actually every year the Leland has donated a flat screen TV, so that's always a nice reason to come in itself. And then there's also other door prizes. Each of the booths, they typically are very generous with their door prizes as well. There's also free giveaways, and you know, they'll have items at their booths to be able to give away too. So always a generous day for sure. Parking, the city is always really good about being generous in the city parking spaces. They will have those open from 9 to 1 without ticketing if you don't have one of the registered permits. And then also completely around the building on 9th Street, 10th Street. We have parking lots on the north side of the building. There's also some across the street from South A behind the church. But then we have Forest Hills is always really generous in letting us use some golf carts so we can drive around and pick people up as well. So we don't want that to, you know, keep anybody back. And like I said, it's a broad range. If you're a caregiver taking care of a senior, you're going to benefit from that. Even if you're in the downtown area and you have a senior in your life that maybe you want to stop in and look and see what we have as well, that's going to be important too.
So it's not just for seniors.
Right.
It's open to everybody. And like you said, if people come down on their lunch hour, you know, to get information from their mom or, you know, their grandparents or something, welcome everybody.
Exactly. So it's a neat afternoon. We've always been had good luck with the weather, but even if it is rainy, it's definitely worth persevering. We usually have about 500 to 600 people, so it's well attended for sure.
I know a lot of the vendors say that they were surprised at how many people. They ran out of stuff and had to go back, send somebody back to their office to get things because they had run out. They didn't expect that many people to be there.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it's a fun atmosphere. We always have somebody playing on the piano. Tom Walker typically plays the piano for us in the lobby, and so it's just a fun, festive atmosphere. So.
And you know, we have a lot of the senior centers all the way to Rushville bring people in, so we really do draw people from, you know, a good range of the area.
We do.
The Rushville seems like they've always won the TV until last year, so you've got a chance now. I think we broke that string.
Exactly. And we had, actually last year was the first year for the Eaton Senior Center as well. They loaded up a bus and came over. So it's definitely worth the travel. And as far as some more booths, of course Area 9 is well represented. I don't think a lot of people realize just how valuable Area 9 is for a resource in the community. So there will definitely be plenty of information about Area 9 as well.
That's right. We've got 2 booths, especially caregiver booths. There's so much out there for caregivers. So they bring all of their information and the different things that they have that can actually assist a caregiver that you wouldn't even think of. I saw something in their office the other day that I was like, oh, really? You know, I mean, they're always coming up with things to help caregivers. So,
Well, and I had mentioned the help shelter has been present before, and it was fun because they had even brought some of their animals, and they were adopted from the Senior Expo in itself. So that was kind of a fun story, I thought, as well. So.
It was real fun. You know, you had mentioned rain. And that's one of the things that's great about having Forest Hills, because if it is raining, you don't have to worry about walking in the rain.
Exactly.
You just hop on the golf cart.
Exactly, exactly. So,
So.
I was looking over our list real quick too. I mean, we have a couple of the hospitals well represented, and adult daycare is always a neat booth as well. There's the Eye Center of Richmond. They always provide the bags to be able to carry your things around too. So they're always really generous and a lot of fun to have in the building too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just a really large range. You know, there's banks, there's insurance companies, there's security companies. You know, I mean, it's just a large range of top things that you can get education from. So
it is. It's a lot of fun. So, and then actually, the Senior Expo, of course, that's one of the largest events of the year. But then right after that, we also have Senior Games coming up as well. So that's something to think about too. It's what were the dates again? The
June the 15th.
15th.
I have to get May the 14th and June the 15th.
So
June the 15th through the 18th.
Yeah, and that's a fun event as well, so that they can have, and it's the opening and closing ceremonies are here as well, but that involves the entire community, different locations and things like that. So the spring is definitely the time for seniors and be able to get out and enjoy company and other people, but also get involved. So.
Well, the building is just such a beautiful building that, for you to allow us to have our events here, we really appreciate it because it is just a perfect venue for both.
Well, and we have done a lot of remodeling. There's new flooring throughout the building, which has been great to have, those different remodels. And we're doing a lot of structural things. We just put in a new air conditioning unit, which it was nice. The owner stayed local to be able to do that. But those particular units, you can't just go to Sears and buy. So that was quite an event in itself. From cranes and semis and all that. But yeah, we want to show off the building, and it's just a vital part to that, or it used to be a vital part to Richmond, and we want people to be able to still enjoy the history of it.
So the Senior Expo, we're upstairs in the ballroom, and we also have booths down here, as well as on the mezzanine upstairs. So. So yeah, we're kind of throughout the building, and then we also have the Older Hoosier tea that morning during the expo, and that's going to be in what used to be the cafe.
Right.
So we're pretty much taking over your building that day, don't we?
Yeah. In fact, every year I think we tried to see how we could squeeze even a couple more in, but I think we're pretty maxed out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about Senior Games, but just one more thing I thought of. If anybody's interested in a booth, I think we only have about 5 booths left. Okay. So if anybody's watching today that still would like to have a booth, they should probably call our office right away.
Right.
And we do charge for the booths just because it's a fundraiser for Area 9. So. So.
Yeah.
So Senior Games, June the 15th through the 18th, and we start out here at the Leland. And we walk down to the city building, and the mayor comes out and does a proclamation, and we open the games. But tell us about our speakers that morning. And when we come back, then we have lunch or breakfast, and then we have a presentation. And tell us about the presentations.
Sure. Well, it'll be fun this year, and of course I'm partial, but we have Alvin the therapy dog, which Alvin is well known in the community as well. Him and his owner Julia have been seen ringing the bell at Salvation Army and things like that. They were featured on the Indianapolis stations too, as far as TV stations and so forth. But he's a therapy dog, and you see him a lot at Reed Hospital. Then we're also going to have Samson, who is our therapy dog here at the Leland, and mascot, and he's just quite the social butterfly. In fact, he was walking around here earlier when we were taping, but he is a really neat addition to our family. He was a rescue dog and came to us a year ago this past Easter, and so it's just neat to see how he's progressed not only health-wise, but then he recently received his certification to be a therapy dog as well. So in fact, he's going out today to visit some people, and it's just kind of fun that he really has a way of attracting people, for one, but he also is very intuitive to go to people who maybe need a little extra love or hello, and it can totally turn that person around. So
Turn a bad day into a good day just from a smile. Yeah, because I sit and watch people when I'm down here, and they're sitting in a chair, and then all of a sudden Samson comes by, and then they just get this big grin and just get excited.
Exactly.
So,
well, even this morning when he came down, he recognized you. And he's like, hi, how are you? So it's fun. And he was at our senior expo last year, kind of walking around, and he didn't even, it's just neat to see how well behaved he is, for one, which of course a therapy dog needs to be. But, there's not a whole lot that rocks his world, so it's just really neat to see.
Well, it's going to be fun this year to have them, and of course you will be there, talking about him, as well as Julia talking about Alvin. And what's going to be neat is they're going to actually be walking with us down to the city building. Alvin's going to be leading, I think, pulling his wagon, and Samson will be picking up the rear.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, and then that afternoon, we have bowling. We go to the bowling alley and we have bowling, and then we have events, like you said, all week. There's golf on Tuesday at Highland Lake. We do a 18-hole golf scramble, and then we also do putt-putt golf at out by McDonald's on 40. There's a putt-putt course out there. And then Wednesday we're down at the Senior Center all day, and Richmond Senior Center. And gosh, down there we have, I don't know if I can even remember all the events that we have. We have so many. We've added pickleball this year, and that's kind of a neat thing. And I'm seeing it starting to pop up all through Indiana at the different senior games. And it's a neat game. It's kind of like tennis. It's played on a court like tennis, but smaller. And you play with a wiffle ball, but it's like the size of a softball. It's bigger, wiffle ball. And then you play with a ping pong paddle. So you kind of get, the kind of 3 games in there. And it's a lot of fun. And so we're doing that this year. And we have croquet, and then we have basketball tosses, football toss, darts, shuffleboard, and softball throws. I don't know. I know a pancake race. And that's always fun. People don't understand what a pancake race is.
Yeah, I want to come and watch that personally. So I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's fun, yeah. I snitched one of my kids' Fisher-Price toys, their kitchen, a little pancake, a little plastic pancake. It looks like it has syrup on it. You have to flip the pancake over and run to the next point and flip it over, and whoever gets around fastest wins, but it's kind of fun. So, and then we have a very competitive sport on Thursday, and that's 3-on-3 basketball. Those guys really get into it.
They really do. They really do. And actually, some of my colleagues have said that they really want to play as well. So it is. And I tell you what, they're not slackers either.
No.
I mean, that's very athletic and doing well. So
yeah. So we try to have events all week. That for different types of people, different whatever they can do. We also have the nursing home games, and that's actually in May at Ambassador Nursing Home. And that's where all the facilities come in, and they have events for people that are in wheelchairs and things. And then back down here, then we have our closing ceremony down here, and we have a dinner dance. And tell us about the food then.
Yeah, we always have a huge buffet by MCL, and if you've never had their catering, their food is pretty amazing. And so we really try to pull out all the stops for that, and great dessert, and it's just a fun atmosphere, relaxing, and just very enjoyable for everybody. So that would be closing ceremonies, and then we do have, Area 9 sponsors the band, usually for dancing and everything, and so it's just kind of a nice, relaxing night. And gosh, there's some great dancers too.
Oh, there is. Oh,
so
wow.
that should be an event in itself.
Oh, yeah, I really enjoy watching
it
them.
It is. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
So,
So the
Yeah, I was going to say Samson's going to join us now.
I think so. He heard us talking about it.
Yeah,
So.
he did. So that's what he does, is come around and check on everybody.
Checks on everybody and then make
he's
sure
like, bye, see you later.
Everybody's okay. And you know what's neat about senior games? It's only costs $8, and you get in all week.
Yeah.
You get a T-shirt. You get goodie bags. We give goodie bags out to everybody, and if you come to the opening, you get a breakfast, and the breakfast is usually sausage and eggs and bacon and hash browns, or I don't know.
And
fruit.
MCL does that as well, and they usually have their sticky buns. That's kind of my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's always a good breakfast buffet as well.
So they get that, and then Tuesday at the golf course, if they play golf, we do a cookout, and we have hamburgers and hot dogs and chips. And then Wednesday at the senior center, I think, is Lee's chicken strips. So we do a chicken strip meal on Wednesday, and then Thursday is the closing, and we get the MCL again. So, you know, for $8, you can't beat it.
No.
It's like,
and then, yeah, exactly. It's just a really neat, again, a lot of people contributing to be able to get the most out of the event and their money. So, very good.
So it starts Monday morning here at the Leland, and then at 8:30.
Yeah.
And it's for anybody that's over 55.
Right.
So, and then this year, I have to mention some of our sponsors because we've got a really, really good sponsorships this year. Of course, the Leland is our top sponsor. And then we have Ambassador, because they sponsor the nursing home games. They do all the food for the nursing home games. And then we have Kicks 96 in the Point this year. That's a new one for us. We're very excited about that. And then we have Lamar Property Group and Reed Hospital and Healthcare, WKBV Radio, Moster Mortuary, and I think they're out of Rushville, and Phillips Drugs is a new one this year. And then we have Caregiver Homes, Flat Rock River Lodge, Golden Living Centers, and Lingle Real Estate. So we've got a lot of people in the community that's helped us put this on, and that keeps the price at $8.
Right.
Instead of having to increase the price.
Exactly. So very good.
This year our T-shirts are kind of a denim blue color. You know, we always try to find a new color, and we've been doing this for 26 years or something, so it's always a challenge to find a new color.
Right.
So,
And they always do a good job then.
And you guys have been involved with the senior games for, I don't know, probably 15 years, I imagine.
Yeah. And Senior Expo has been just about as long, so it's been a very long-term relationship, but for both. So.
But we really appreciate, you know, all that you do for us, because we wouldn't be able to have these things if you weren't with us. So, but yeah, come down and enjoy the week, you know. And they don't have to participate in everything. They can just participate in one event. Some people just come out and play golf. But you know, if you're not able to walk, you can stay here and at the Leland while we walk. So, depending on your health, just find something that you can do.
Right. Well, and I think that too, I mean, that's part of, just because you get older, that doesn't mean that you can't have fun. And so these are both events that encourage that process. We want you to keep mobile and keep as independent as possible. And of course, Senior Expo, you know, encourages that. And then obviously you can strut your stuff in senior games and show where you're at as far as that goes too. But you know, keeping active physically and mentally and socially is important. And so here's two prime examples in our community where people can do so. You
know, you're talking about, you know, seniors getting older, and basically we started the Mary Wigan Sportsmanship Award just for that. It was in honor of my mom after she had passed away, and because she had never done anything sports-wise before, and she never held a basketball, you know, and I got her involved in it. and she did one thing, and then pretty soon she'd signed up for another thing, and then, you know, after 2 or 3 years, she was doing everything, you know, enjoyed it so much, and it was like, you know, she didn't just sit back in a rocking chair and get old, you know,
Right,
she got out, she got active, and so we started the Mary Wigan Sportsmanship Award after that, and we've done that for several years, and people can nominate during the week. They nominate somebody that has shown a good sportsmanship. And so that's something else that we do during the closing ceremony, is we announce the winner of that as well.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah. So, very
So, but I'm sure that we'll probably see Samson here
Yeah.
during our senior games. And we'll have to get him involved at the
Yeah.
closing, since he's going to be at the opening
Yeah.
this year.
Well, and he's great for always sporting the T-shirts too. For the
Yes.
Alzheimer's
Oh,
walk, he
yes.
was there with his purple T-shirt
We'll have
on,
to get
and
him
so
a
we
shirt.
always make sure that he has the shirt, sporting the shirt. So, but yeah, thank you so much for everything you guys do. Though, I don't think people realize how helpful, if you are a caregiver, to be able to reach out to Area 9, because that's a huge support source, or also there's different financial aspects that can help with care as somebody is needing more care, that there's some financial help out there as well, or different products,
Right.
you know, whether it's pill dispensers and things like that, that you guys can really redirect and help them in that process. So,
There is, and just give our office a call.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then if they want to sign up for senior games, give us a call. And if you want to be involved with the Expo, basically you just come down between 9 and 1 on May the 14th. And then senior games again is June the 15th through the 18th. So,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Very
well,
good.
thank you so much for having
Thank
us
you.
today in your
Thank
beautiful
you.
building.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for joining us today on Inside Area 9, shooting live at the Leland. So we hope to see you next time, and hope you have a wonderful day.